Please welcome Lori McCarty.
Hello, everyone. Hi. How's everyone doing tonight? Woo! You know, back when I was a kid, things were just so simple. There were icebergs. There were no school shootings. There was no cell phones. There were no cyberbullies. When you had an issue with someone, you just got to say it to their face, and you got to fight. And that was acceptable. And no one called the cops, and everything was good. Yeah, I grew up in a small town, and my mom used to give me the emergency quarter. And for anyone who doesn't know what that is, it used to cost a quarter to make a telephone call. This is before cell phones, once again, my childhood. So before I would leave the house, my mom would always ask me, first of all, slip check, right? There was a time where people didn't wear see-through clothing. I was part of that generation. And she would ask me if I had my emergency quarter. So if I went out on a date or just broke down, hopefully there would be a payphone nearby so it could prevent the date rape. And I could call to get help from it. I don't know what the quarter was supposed to be really helping, but she really always made sure that I didn't leave the house without a quarter. And if I was feeling, really brave, 50 cents, just in case, went from one date to the next date. And in our neighborhood, she would call us home. Once again, no cell phones, no meth. She would say, in this really low pitch, like screaming yell, "Lori, Sherry, it's time to come home." And it would radiate through the town, and everyone would know to come home, to stop doing all the bad shit they were doing. It was like, we didn't need the cops. We had my mom. She was like the ball buster of our small town. And she made her own clothes. So I had, clothes that she made that we'd go to the fabric store, and things were great until I got to school and everybody made fun of me. Where'd you get that? Who made that? And then all I had to say, of course, was my mom, and they obviously backed down very fast because they knew who she was. She was like the town cop. What else? I was always paranoid because she said she had a secret source. I had no idea who that secret source was. I think pretty much now I know it was her. But that really made me just always stop in my tracks and kind of look behind me, because she always said, "I have eyes in the back of my head. I know where you are at all times, and I know what you are up to." So you can imagine I was like, a very studious student. This is where I am now in life, guys. That's where it got me, studying here on stage, doing stand-up. Yeah, I mean, I do have a day job. I love it. I do like Zoom calls all day long, and just pretty much just relax. So I think I'm doing okay. I think it's a good gig for right now. But yeah, I grew up in the time of no cell phones, and there was no meth, so things were just a lot easier back then. We had this dog. His name was Reginald, Reggie for short. And when there was anybody in the neighborhood that was giving us trouble, we just let the dog, he was a little rabid, we just let the dog kind of make a visit. And since there was no animal control back then, and no CPS, and no meth, and no rabies, everything seemed to just work out in our favor. You've been a great crowd. Thank you so much. Woo!
Lori McCarty, everybody. Woo!